Hell, it's Base Trade TV.
Okay, we find ourselves in game number 2 here in this best of 3 for the Starbow Ladder Cup number 3. Again, we had a little bit of a surprising game there. Again, last time these two faced off was the finals of the Starbow Ladder Cup number 1, and Red Bandit took it 3-1. Already behind though, we'll see if he can bring it back. Spawning in the top left corner of the map is going to be the Red Zerg player, the Red Bandit, or sorry, Red Bandit.
Pronounce it correctly, Rifkin.
Whatever.
In the bottom left, as the green Protoss, it is Franscar.
Alright, I gotta, hang on. Dr. Awesome, type VIP in chat, dummy. It's not about your rank, it's about your VIP status. Anyways, we're having some fun with part 2s today. Again, I don't want to put the emphasis on it by any means, but I hope you guys are enjoying it alongside of us. Currency system's the first time we're ever utilizing it today, and we've had some pretty good bets and some pretty fun matches so far. That being said, though, it of course doesn't influence the gameplay at all. It's not like anyone's going to be playing to the favor of part 2s anytime soon. It's not like there's thousands of dollars esports scandals on the line, but yeah, just some fun stuff to do in chat to make it a little bit more interesting, I think. Would love to hear feedback from you guys as well. Send it through a PM to Base Trade TV to let us know how you think it's been going so far. But yeah, focusing on Starbow right now, we do have the probe coming across the map. We'll luckily scout Red Bandit right away.
Oh, lucky scout. Remember last game he went for a very early pull.
Yeah, the aggression out of Red Bandit's not something unfamiliar. He does it, I think, in most matches anyways, whether it's 6 lings or 4, or whether it's a Hydralisk bust, but
yeah,
Franscar, he's got a lot more tools to defend against us than he did in the past. And again, a lot of this boils down to Stalkers being a little bit more effective in the early game, and Zerglings being, well, quite frankly, decent cannon fodder. The downside, though, as a Protoss player, you rely so much on tech to actually defend against us. Having Zealots with speed versus just having Zealots is the world of difference. You can't...
Yeah.
20 Zealots versus 5 Zealots with speed. I mean, the Zealots with speed are going to be way better at defending.
Yes, that is true.
Maybe not those exact numbers in math, but yeah, the emphasis is there.
It's not going to work the same in PvP, no, but...
No, I'm talking this matchup, of course, because this is where
yes.
a lot of the problems, I think, rely on tech in this matchup more than others. But anyways, we do have the Zerglings already moving out across the map. I'm going to try and chase in the probe in the process. But nice wall off here at the top of the ramp out of Franscar means he's not really in danger of even giving up scouting information.
Oh. Very quick 3 hatches this time. We've been seeing a lot of aggression, a lot of 2-base Hydra busts, actually, from our last series. We have a Robo, actually.
This is really fast, and I'm wondering if this will be for Reavers or not. It's not proxied. So. Reavers actually got a really nice little buff not too long ago. I'm not sure if we were casting that one when they got buffed, but they attack a little bit faster now, so it's not as long to shoot after unloading. And they also target a little bit further away. I
guess it could just be for a shuttle and just put Zealots in it. I have seen that as well, because I always get hyped up about Reavers and then they never get him. Yeah,
or it could just... I mean, last game Lurkers got him off guard, right? Maybe he's just worried about...
It's awfully fast for...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to theorize like what else it could possibly be. But I think it's going to be for Reavers.
Yeah, he's getting prep for the robotic support bay.
Nice. Cool. Alright, so... Reavers... If you guys are new to Starbow, if you're unfamiliar with it, if you're watching the VOD, whatever, for the first time ever, there's no Colossus in this game. Colossus are essentially what tried to replace Reavers in the first place. And I guess the mods of Starbow said, like, look, we don't like that. We want to bring back the Reaver. It was a lot cooler. It's a lot more unique. It's a very slow-moving unit that can dish out a ton of splash damage. It has to build things to attack with, kind of like carriers in that regard, but you're building its ammo. You're not building things for it to shoot outwards. Anyways, it's got the potential to kill a whole drone line if done correctly.
Yeah, drops can be super powerful. In terms of like head-on engagements against Hydralisk, they're generally not the go-to splash. It's always Storms opposed to Reavers. Mostly because I guess just splitting deals with a lot of it.
That they're more like Templar alone are more mobile. You need a shuttle. You need a warp prism rather to move a Reaver around. But curious enough, he's actually pairing this up with a couple Zealots. I like this addition. These will be the cannon fodder that will allow the Reaver to be unscathed while it charges up that shot.
Yeah, and he's getting warp prism speed.
Yeah, well, I think this first drop will be pretty good. There's not a lot to defend it. Again, what little there is to defend will probably be busy with the Zealots, so the Reaver's going to be free to attack whatever it likes.
He sees that there's no expansion though, so he's got to be thinking like.
He's
okay,
seen
what do you
he's just
He
seen the
sees-
robo. He knows
Yeah.
what's up. There's no way he doesn't.
So what does he choose to do? He doesn't throw down any like, static D. He's just try and pull the drones and survive with the Hydralisk. Unfortunately,
explosion.
Hydras actually aren't great with defending against the drops because they get choked in and there's not a lot of them.
That's the attack
So-
from the Reaver, by the way, guys. That bluey, glowy circle. Now these Scarabs, they cost money to make, and they're not made very fast. But he's already got quite a few stored up, so he's ready to just keep on salting. And man, the range upgrade on this, I haven't seen it in effect yet, but this is ridiculous. How?
Wow.
It's not the distance it travels. The Scarabs will travel after they've locked on wherever, but it's the fact that it targets from so far away now. And as you don't see this get utilized a lot, because normally this is a lot easier to deal with, especially upon scouting. You just pick off the Warp Prism, and that's usually the problem. But spreading his drones out, trying to minimize losses. Franscar is certainly getting his
Not that
money's
one.
worth out of this.
Yeah. Oh, he needs to be so careful. Hoof. Okay.
But right there, that's the danger. This is why you don't see this kind of as the go-to strategy. If the Warp Prism's picked off, so is the Reaver, and it's done with. But he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
another one behind this. I gotta say, Red Bandit did a good job of spreading his drones out. That could have been significantly worse. Most of what he lost were like Hydralisks and Lings. In fact, he actually didn't lose more drones than anything else.
Honestly, there just weren't a lot of drones. You know, there wasn't a whole lot of stacking. You know, it's just like Starbow, 20 drones is the norm at this point. So there's not really the juicy hits quite yet.
Yeah, you don't
Which
have
is a little
60, 70
disappointing,
drones on 3 bases. Snoot would not want to play
Yeah.
this game, I'll tell you.
But it is still really cool to see him being used. Of course, you still have to have some at home. Like I was talking about how they're not the greatest at offense in terms of like mid to late game engagements, but you need to defend against any counterattack, especially if you do no damage. Like that's the worst feeling. You do no damage and they counterattack immediately when they have, and you're like, oh god.
Yeah, pretty much. One thing, actually, as we move a little bit more forward here, again, we got upgrades being in the favor of Franscar. This was something that kind of fell off a little bit for Red Bandit last time. We didn't see evolution chambers, and it's something we haven't typically seen from him in the past either. Like, I gotta say, when it comes to micro, I don't think a lot of people can out micro Red Bandit, but a lot of people seem to be able to out macro him. That being said, is that going to be enough to win the game? Because Starbow, again, it's got these weird little potentials for comebacks. It's not always about the upgrades, even though the upgrades are certainly going to be favorable for one over the other. But, Spinecaller not in range to defend this. Drones are going to get popped off. I just noticed this, by the way. There's a frozen Nidusworm over here. That's so cool.
Didn't we talk about that before?
No, we talked about the
Oh
Spire.
no, it was a nuke. Oh,
There's
the
a
Aspire.
Spire
Yeah,
over
that was
here.
right. Aspire.
Yeah. And I said it was a mushroom cloud. You totally believed me. I was like, hey.
I was like, F you. Hate you.
Yeah, but no, it's again, like, there's a lot of unique. Zephyus made a point of bringing this up when he cast with me last week. There's a lot of very unique tile sets and terrain doodads and things that have been made specifically for Starbow. So again, you guys might glance at the map, and a lot of you probably don't even care what I'm saying right now, but it's really cool the attention to detail that goes into this.
Oh, it looks like
Ooh.
he's getting air tech, some mutas, and some Scourge. Scourge.
Scourges are really cool. I like, first off, I think they were nerfed with speed ever so slightly recently too, but of course they're kind of like air banelings. For those who never played Brood War, you don't know what these units are. They're basically air banelings, and they're going to try and collide with the Warp Prism to try and take it out, most likely.
Yeah, definitely.
Look at that
if you can
damage
get rid of
they-
that Warp Prism, it's just so much easier.
Look at that damage. It's 110. It's insane. Now, they do, I think, technically splash, but the splash is kind of like a Thor splash, so unless something's like incredibly clumped up, they really don't splash at all.
Yeah.
But still,
like a
it's
Fire Bat Splash.
well, the thing is, though, it's the volatility of the initial attack. You build Scourges to kill specific targets, not to kind of blanket an army like you do
Oh,
with
no, no,
Banelings.
no. Yeah. Although, you know what I haven't seen is a lot of ZVZ and Starbow.
Yeah, actually, in general, there's not been a lot of mirror matchups because a lot of players are either race pickers or they've got offset matches where they don't want to play ZVZ, so they'll play PVZ instead type thing. But Mutos should be able to clean this up. So finally, the end of the dreaded harass. Now it's cool. Like, we saw Franscar do some flashy stuff, and that looked devastating. It almost looked like you couldn't hold that off. You kind of go like, WTF, what breaks this? But a cool head prevails, and Red Bandit was able to keep it cool, keep it calm. He lost a total of 13 workers through all of this, so really not too bad. And behind this, because Franscar invested a lot into Reavers and Zealots, there's actually not a lot of defense. There's a couple of cannons and some Templars down, but there's no massive Stalker count to deal with like there was last time.
super scary to go in against High Templars like that. You don't know if they quite have Storm. Luckily for him, it was seconds away from finishing. Takes down High Templar, takes down an Archon, takes down all the cannons as well. And this has been super effective.
Getting the Archon before it finished was incredibly huge. Now we got some units being made, but the Dragoons, it's not Stalkers. There's no real way to deal with this.
Storm did finish, but he won't be able to make any more High Templars. He can't warp in any right now.
I think you spawn with enough, right? I think there's enough energy built in. I could be mistaken.
I don't think so.
I thought for some reason the Cadrian Crystal was a... Yeah, you're right, I'm wrong. I thought the Cadrian Crystal was brought back for some reason.
It's still too strong with smart cast, I think is what they were talking about.
Yeah, I'm still stuck in the past of beta StarCraft. But it takes out the Cyber Core, which means no more Dragoons, no more Stalkers, no capabilities to deal with these Mutalisks. And if there was 2 Stargates, maybe some Corsairs come down. He's trying to make a new Templar Archives, but Franscar is in a bad way. He's going for a counterattack. I love this. He knows his Zealots are absolutely useless at home. There's absolutely no utilizing them at all. Why waste time sitting around doing nothing? So instead goes for a big counterattack. I like this. Actually dodges past the Scourge, but takes damage from it as it dies. This is... I don't know. This isn't going to win him the game, I don't think. The Mutalisks, I think, are going to be a little too much. Chronobus on the cannons makes them attack a little bit faster, but even then, not quite enough. Templar Archives finishing up, but he can just focus this down. I mean, unless he somehow can sneak 12 cannons into one of these mineral lines, I don't see Franscar holding.
I don't think so either. I think he's going to have to tap out. As soon as he realizes he can't break that natural, he's just going to leave.
Oh, small update, guys. Sorry, I guess it was done during one of the weeks I wasn't casting. I guess Splash was actually removed from Scourgers, so they no longer have that ability. Just volatile single target hits. Okay, we got the attack in the main. Actually, funny enough, Red Bandit can't really defend against it with more than a couple of Mutalisks that he actually does have at home. That being said, these will actually clean us up.
Yeah, there's a Hydralisk too there.
Yeah, this game's pretty much over. I think evening up the series now 1-1. Really good moves here out of Red Bandit. Great control, not panicking in the face of danger, but a lot of this too, you could almost consider it cheese. It wasn't cheese by any means, but still coming across the map like this early on, Reavers are very risky.